If you guys did not catch the live stream the last few days, you have missed a wild ride. This was one of our worst weeks ever. We actually had like a couple upgrades and a good amount of success, but like the disbands were really bad. The lows were super low. And then there was also like a couple unfortunate things like, wow, we're finally going to upgrade this key. And then this happens. Last boss of Halls of Infusion, we already got one guy dead. This is sadly happening more than it should be. People dying to like the easy like run around balls thing. And then pay attention over there. You see that Primalist Infuser? Where's that guy going? Thanks for stopping by. Mob gets feared. Now this is actually the funnier part. We had this mob mind controlled, so this one gets broken out while the other one's like underneath the ground casting spells at us. So it's total chaos. You can literally see, watch this water bolt come up from underneath the ground and hit us. This is so stupid that this can happen. We failed to stop the inundate on this one in the chaos. Obviously, this is ultimately what gets us killed. If we just stopped that one, we would have been fine. But then watch this. Look at the inundate cast. Here it comes. And here comes the water bolt through the ground. What's weirder is watch how this mob returns. It actually is swimming. Do you see that? It is swimming. Watch it swim. It kind of like walks up and then starts swimming. Cool. Thank you very much, Blizzard. We are upgrading this key too. Even with this guy dead here, it doesn't even matter. 15 seconds on battle res. We got over 4 minutes. And then this mob just walks through the floor. Thank you very much, Blizzard. Very nice key there. I actually said that when that mob went underneath the ground, he took our success rate with it. And honestly, like, I totally agree with that, dude. Everything was going pretty good up until that point, and then stuff like this started happening. So this is going to be the focus of the video because, like, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. This is actually a very interesting topic to me. I don't know. I mean, it's funny. It's, like, interesting, unique, but I actually want to hear, like, the mentality that you guys think is being applied here and maybe, like, some rationale for it. So we do the major big pull here, getting all of them gathered up. As of right now, you already see the Shadow Priest's damage is like absurdly low, although so is the monks. Like, I don't know that that means anything, but like, yeah, he is going to get hit by that mob jumping on top of him, and then he is going to die. Now he releases at this point, okay, and you can see up on the mini map that this arrow exists. I do not understand. This is all from now on. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. So the arrow is now gone. Did you see that? Now you see me, then now you don't. See, keep looking here. It is going to go away, and this guy, you know, he's still online at this point. Obviously, he's moving his character. There's no indication that there's not any disconnecting happening as of right now. At this point though, he goes offline. Now what this looks like to me is he runs out of the dungeon and then goes offline for some reason. Like, he respawns at the beginning of the dungeon, he then walks out of the dungeon, that's why the thing disappears, and then he goes offline. At this point, the group starts noticing that the priest who died on that is now gone and offline, and he's outside the dungeon. Maybe they notice that as well. They are assuming that the key is now over, right? The druid says he is gone, question mark, as we do the next pack without him. It does look like it. Monk says it seems like it, and the hunter is sad about it because obviously these guys want to try to upgrade this key. As long as we don't get to the last boss and have a mob feared under the world, we probably have a good shot at it. The druid says go or no go, which is a really funny way to say it. So I said fuck it, we go, and guess what? Everybody else agrees with me. Even the monk says let's go. So we're gonna go with 4 human beings in the group. This guy's offline, but honestly, dude, and I'm telling you why I said this, besides the fact that it's kind of funny and I'm kind of like joking around, because I think like legitimately people give up way too quick, and this guy being offline sucks, yes, but like even if we did this whole boss without him and he came back, I think we could still upgrade the key. One player's DPS being gone for like a couple minutes is not enough of a time loss for keys to just be over, right? I mean, that's the way I feel about it. And I genuinely think that people DCing are coming back. Here's my thought process on this. And again, this is what I want the video's discussion to be about. Like, you've seen on this channel now an enormous amount of selfish and absurd behavior from players of all types. If you are wanting to leave a dungeon, it is now normalized to the point where like you are probably more in the majority than the people who are wanting to stay. These 4 people wanting to stay is such an anomaly that when it happens on stream, that's all the comments are about for the rest of the dungeon. I can't believe you're doing with this 4 people. What happened to the priest? Why is everybody staying? You know this isn't going to be in time, right? Why are you wasting your time? That's like literally all the comments were for 30 minutes of this dungeon. So this guy leaving, or theoretically leaving at this point, it is so expected that nobody believes he actually DC'd but me. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm the only one who genuinely believes this guy DC'd, because why would you not just just leave the group, right? Like, why go offline? Especially why run outside and then go offline? That's the part that confuses me the most. And I like, this is unilaterally applied. If I ever see somebody DC, I always imagine that is for a real reason, because unfortunately I have had multiple like tragedies occur while I'm playing the video game, and I am forced to DC without any word, you know, without any indication of why I'm gone. I just, unfortunately, that's it. The game's done for today, you know? But obviously people have internet issues. Obviously people have power issues. Like, there's a lot of different reasons that you can go online, but I think they become less and less year after year. Anyway, leave your guys' thoughts on that, because the whole comments are like, no, he just rage quit. Why are you defending him? Blah, blah, blah. This is how the comments were. People were saying like, oh, the guy clearly rage quits. Like, he gets hit by the mechanic. He's doing bad DPS. He just walks out of the dungeon. But I don't really get any part of that. Like, I don't see why he would not just leave the group. I don't know why he would walk out of the dungeon and then go offline. I don't know how any of it happens in his head. So I can't understand the comments. But it's not over, because then this happens. He's back. Oh shit. Oh. And the surprise of him being back had that guy killed. He goes, sorry, are you? Wonder how awkward it is for that priest right now? I think he's, like I said, you guys really are quick to say that somebody who goes offline is like a rage quitter, but why is the guy still in the group? I think he's legitimately upset that he didn't come back like sooner, you know? Where'd the priest go? I have no idea. Let's hear his side of it while we finish this boss. Power down, see? So after that, we go on to talk about it for like probably like 10 minutes after that in the stream. The guy says his power went down. And like I said, I am quick to defend anybody who goes offline. You guys know that if you see the disband spreadsheet, I have like the red cell. That means that the guy went offline. I'm trying to say like, all right, the key disbanded because of something without our control, totally outside of anybody's actual control. But yeah, sometimes people do pull the plug. So I'm asking you guys, do you think this guy is lying? And why would he lie? I think is the big question I have. Realistically, if your power is down, it's probably down for longer than 20 minutes, right? Like, I don't know that that's a reality in the world, but maybe some places the power goes out for 20 minutes and comes back up. I'm sure there'll be plenty of comments on that being one way or the other. It seems a little suspect though, but regardless, you know, maybe he means to say his internet down or something like that. It just seems like a very long time to be offline. He's offline from the very beginning of the dungeon. We do 3 bosses without him. At one point, it honestly looks like we might have a shot at upgrading it. So if he just comes back even during the frog boss, I think we have a shot at upgrading it at that point. But yeah, he doesn't come back until we're basically wiping to the frost boss and then says that. And it makes me wonder, like, if you are going to go offline and then come back, he's going to go offline and he's going to be offline long enough. He's going to assume everybody's gone when he comes back. So there's going to be like an era of bewilderment in his eyes. He doesn't appear like he's bewildered. Like, he says sorry, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's all checking all the boxes, but it just doesn't really make a lot of sense. And if we're gonna assume he's lying, I just can't imagine why lie. It's such a unique situation, right? Because there's so many people who act so selfishly and leave over the smallest things. So we're assuming that this guy rage quits because he gets hit on the trash there. That wasn't the only mistake, but it's honestly like that's the real reason that he would do it, because he dies there and then chooses to run out, right? It's not like at that moment he pulls the plug, although I still don't know if that's true or not, but it looks like he runs out of the dungeon. 15-30 seconds go by, then chooses to pull the plug at that point. But like, yeah, that's kind of where the lie starts to see like it's an elaboration of the lie, because like, all right, well, if your power went out, were you outside the dungeon? Like, I don't know. This whole thing makes my head spin, honestly. I just can't believe that somebody is actually out there that they're still like, they want to leave, but they're like scared to do it. Is that what the mentality would be here? They're like embarrassed that they want to do it, so they just want to try to pretend like they're leaving. I mean, hell, everybody's done it. I'm sure everybody's pulled the plug at one point or the other, but in the version of WoW that we are playing nowadays, people simply just walk all over each other. I am very shocked to see anybody actually still behave this way in a Mythic Plus setting. Please do leave your thoughts on this. I'm very curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are. Do you think he's lying? Do you have any reason? Like, have you ever seen something like this before? I don't know. Maybe I'm making too big a deal of it, but I thought this was a really funny way to cap off a ridiculously bad week. Stay tuned. We have an absolute banger. One of the funniest things I've ever seen coming on Monday. That's going to be Memorial Day, so hopefully you guys will enjoy the holiday, and then you'll get to come home and laugh at the absolute ridiculousness that is that video. Thank you guys for watching. If you're out there running keys, please press that record button, send them in. Otherwise, thank you for watching. We'll be back with streams this week. See you guys in the next video.